Edge of Tomorrow sells you a time loop, but the real hook is something else. It treats war as a feedback system. The aliens do not just attack, they learn, reset, and optimize. Humans only catch up by stealing that same advantage. The story starts with a minor shock of casting. Major William Cage is not a battlefield hero. He is a public affairs officer, a recruiter, a polished spokesman for a war. Then the movie drops him into a cross-channel assault with powered exoskeletons meant to make regular infantry lethal. The public story is that the mimics can be beaten because a victory at Verdun proved it. The operational truth is harsher. The enemy is waiting, and the invasion collapses almost immediately. Cage dies within minutes on the beach. Before he dies, he kills a rare blue alpha mimic and gets drenched in its blood. Then comes the film's big science fiction move. Cage wakes up back at the previous morning's processing point, and the day starts again. He remembers everything, even though the world resets. He repeats the day over and over, learning the battle like a player learning a punishing level. The movie's alien biology is built around command nodes. Common mimics are expendable. Alphas are rare, high-value links. Above them is an Omega, a central controller. When an alpha dies, the Omega resets time, incorporates what it learned, and tries again. In other words, the mimics are not just fast predators. They are an information-processing enemy with a literal undo button. As physics, that reset is the film's biggest break with reality. Relativity can stretch time for different observers under extreme speed or gravity. It cannot restore yesterday's world because a creature got killed. Real discussions of time travel lean on speculative ideas like wormholes, closed time-like curves, or other exotic space-time structures. Even those run into stability problems. And the worry that physics protects causality from macroscopic time machines. There is also an information problem the movie wisely avoids. Resetting a day is not like rewinding a video. You would have to restore the positions and motions of an astronomical number of particles. You would have to roll back chemical reactions, weather turbulence, radio transmissions, everything. If the reset is global, the bookkeeping is beyond comprehension. If it is local, the edges become a disaster. What happens when light, aircraft, satellites, and signals cross the boundary? Then the film adds a second miracle and makes it feel simple. Temporal control is transferable through blood. Cage loops because alpha blood contaminates him at death. Rita Vrataski, the famous Angel of Verdun, once had the same power and lost it after a blood transfusion. Cage later loses it the same way, and Rita knows instantly what it means. Alien blood grants the reset. Ordinary medicine takes it away. That rule is clean for storytelling, but incoherent for biology. Blood can carry cells, proteins, hormones, pathogens, and chemical signals. A transfusion can change a body quickly, sometimes dramatically. But none of that maps to gaining authority over space-time. Even if you grant alien biochemistry, the transfer is almost casual. Cage is drenched amid explosions and debris. He is fatally injured seconds later. For the effect to work, something in that blood would have to enter his circulation, survive incompatibility, interface with his nervous system, and preserve his experiences across death, all before his brain fails. The third key assumption is the one the audience feels most directly. Memory persists across the reset. Cage keeps declarative facts, but also timing, motor habits, fear responses, and tactical anticipation. The problem is that memory is not an immaterial file. It is physical change in neural circuits and synapses, plus systems-level coordination across the brain. If his body resets to yesterday morning, his brain should reset too. Without some external storage that re-imprints his experiences each loop, the neuroscience does not add up. And yet, here is where the film gets surprisingly realistic, in structure if not in mechanism. Once you accept the loop, Cage's learning looks like real expertise formation. He does not become skilled because destiny picked him. He becomes skilled because he fails, gets immediate feedback, corrects, and repeats. Rita turns the loop into a brutal training protocol. When he is too injured to continue, she kills him to restart. When he hesitates, he dies. When he adapts, he lasts longer. That pattern resembles closed-loop control in engineering. Observe performance, compare it to the goal, update behavior, run the next trial.